Hi, hello, and welcome again to Jacqueline Marie's Art. So, ladies, this message is for you. No matter where you're from, what walk of life you come from, ladies, this message is for you. How to avoid all of the modern garbage that comes with dating and relationships. How to avoid all of it. How to keep your heart intact. How to save yourself the headache, the drama, the wasted years, possibly wasted money, wasted time, just all of the nonsense that's being thrown at you. This is how you bypass all of that garbage and just move on to a healthy relationship with a man that will choose you as his wife and as you choose him as your husband, and go on to what you're supposed to have: healthy, fulfilling marriage. Okay, hopefully that's what you'll want in the end. So this is how you do it. You quit having sex with men that you are not married to. This is the best way to do it. When you do it this way, you will avoid getting caught up, being soul tied, being injured emotionally, being dragged through the roller coaster of lies, deception, being kept on a string, being told a bunch of foolishness, waiting by the phone for people, hoping and praying that this person will take you seriously. And you will not end up on the end where you are the groveler, where you are begging, where you are hoping, where you are doing all that you can to get this guy. You're dressing sexy, you're doing everything for them, you're cooking, you're cleaning, you're presenting yourself as a wife without even being considered an option. This is how you bypass all that stuff, all the garbage that's in modern dating. You skip the F boys, as they call them. You'll skip all the the lazy men that want women to support them financially. You will skip all of the time wasters, all of the jokers. The only way to do this is to not have sex with anyone, because once you have sex with these people, you open yourself up to taking in their spirit and their essence, and you become tied to them. And you're miserable, you're arguing with them, you're begging them to be with you. You're constantly in a tug of war that you are losing. So you put yourself on the loser's end when you sleep with people that you are not married to. You put yourself sometimes in the end of the beggar, like, oh, please, be with me, take me seriously. And you put yourself also sometimes in the masculine role, where you are the one that's chasing the man. And at that point, when you enter your masculine role, the man does not want you. People just come around when they want to have sex, and that's all you get. You can't depend on them for anything else. And your life just become wasted. Let's say you could spend anywhere from a month to 10 years in a worthless situation like this, while your life is being wasted, and a great guy is out there waiting for you, all right, who will marry you without having sex with you. So this lie about, oh, I have to try you out before I marry you, run from that garbage. That is just a way. This is just one of the lies that, the evil powers have in the world to destroy your life. Keep in mind, this world is set up to send people into self-destruction. This is what this world is all about. All right, all the flashy stuff that we see, all the the sexy dressing, the sex before marriage, the hookup culture, it all looks dazzling and it all looks glittery. But that stuff is all there for your self-destruction. Okay, so this is how you bypass all of that. You save yourself the baggage, the unwanted pregnancy. You will bypass the abortion clinic where you will commit a murder. You will bypass, okay, let's say you get pregnant and you have the kid. You bypass being a single mom, or a mom with whatever, a unwed mom, or baby mama that lives with a guy. You'll bypass all that nonsense, because you do not need or want that. That is not what you need in your life. What you need is to keep yourself intact as much as possible, mentally, emotionally, physically, that when you finally meet the right guy, you are able to bond properly with this man. All right, he will see you as a stable person. You're not unstable, you're not quarrelsome, you're not miserable, you're not dark, because this is where all that sleeping around gets you into this mode, dark. He just sees you. Okay, you might be attractive, but he won't really see you as someone that he wants to marry, because your spirit is tampered with many times by all these different people, and all these curses that they have, now falls on you. And when you finally meet your proper guy, you're not well mentally or spiritually. So you want to avoid all this garbage. You just want to coast through. So if you want to just be on coast instead of just misery and all the other stuff, the baggage, then do not have sex. Date. Don't have sex. Do not give out any kind of sexual anything. Do not put your mouth anywhere. Do not let them put their mouth anywhere. Fingers, nothing. Dress like a lady. You could look beautiful and sexy dressed like a lady. Most of the women who are married, they are dressed like ladies. They look like ladies. I'm just saying, some women who are married dress sexy too, but I'm just saying what I've observed. The majority of women who are married are dressed like ladies. You will get married. Don't worry. You don't need to show your ass, your tits, all that beautiful stuff that's supposed to be saved for a special guy, your husband. You don't need to put that on display to get a man. Men are very spoiled today, spoiled, rotten to the core because of us. All this valuable stuff is being on display for no reason, for men who don't deserve to see it. Men who have no business getting it is getting it. It's become so bad. So this way, when it's done like this, the men don't take you seriously. They don't like you. They just see you as a waste of time. And so avoid those pitfalls, okay? Just put your life on coast by stop sleeping around. This way you're not in servitude to one man who don't even want you, who's just using up your time, using up your spirit all these years, and you're just wasting away and hoping that he will, take you seriously. This is the fish hook syndrome, I call it, because you're just on a hook with a guy that just has no good intentions towards you. When you have sex with men, you could leave yourself in a position where they take advantage of you sexually, meaning just use you for sex. They could use and abuse you in the worst way. Keep in mind, the human heart, according to the Bible, is desperately wicked. Okay? So this is a way that a man turns wicked towards you if you have sex with him outside of marriage. Keep in mind, God said only to do this thing in marriage. So keep in mind the consequences that happen to people when they do it outside of marriage. All right? So this is for your own good. Don't do it. Stop. And if you have kids in that mess, guess what will happen to the kids, or could happen? All right? So just do yourself a favor. Avoid this. Date more than one guy. You could date multiple guys. It's a good idea to date multiple guys. Don't sleep with no one. Don't have them in your house for long periods of time. They don't need to go to your house. If you have to go, then let it be very brief. They don't need to be laying in your bed. They don't need to be seeing your vagina, your underwear. They don't need any of that stuff, because 95% of the time, the men who are getting all of this has invested nothing in you and will invest absolutely nothing in you. All right? So they will be taking all of your value, your goodness, for absolutely nothing in return, except to drain you. It's using you up, I should say, to just use you up. You don't want to be in that position anymore. This is where all these problems are coming from. If you just avoid the sex with these people, life will be so much better. You will bypass all the filth and garbage that is flooding the dating scene. Just stop. Don't open your legs. Do not let anyone get that thing on any way. Don't put your mouth on them. Nothing. Just keep yourself nicely dressed, skirt to your knee, not tight, showing off everything that you got. We already know your bodies are beautiful. Men already know this, okay? Everybody knows this. Women have incredible figures. No matter who the woman is, how old she is, what size she is, to me, they all look amazing. So men is aware of this too. If I'm a woman and I know this, men know it too. So that's it. They want to see naked women. There's a lot of them on the internet. They could go look at that, but not you, okay? So if you're a woman on the internet doing that, please take this message too. So keep yourself covered up. Stay out of this degenerate sex, and you will be surprised at where you will end up in the end. All right? Because most men that are approaching you, once they get this, all they do after that is waste your time. All right, so for your own good, ladies, stop giving up the sex. You will avoid all of the pitfalls of this dating era, and your heart will not go through the ringer over and over and over again and get stomped on over and over and over again. You'll not be taken for a ride over and over and over again. You'll not be used and abused emotionally, mentally, physically, financially over and over and over again. So this is the avenue where all this abuse to you is coming from, okay? So if you cut out this one thing out of your life, you will see how much better you'll end up in the end. All right. So if you have not started having sex out of marriage, don't start. If you are doing it and you're looking for a healthy relationship, which most women are looking for, and a lot of women do want to get married, then this is the avenue that you take. Okay. The other avenue is filled with nothing but self-destruction. So stay off of that avenue. And a lot of women that are in these shack up relationships are getting murdered behind this, because keep in mind that the spirit of fornication, which is sex out of marriage, is also, in my observation, it's the spirit of murder. All right. So you want to stay away from this dirty arena. All right. It is so dirty, so polluted, so bad for your soul. All right, ladies, just get on coast. Bypass this filth and move on to a better life for yourself. It's waiting for you. But most of us never get there because we have this sex with people we're not married to, and we miss it. We end up on the floor instead of on coast. We end up on the other road. Most people are traveling on the road of self-destruction because pretty much everybody's having sex out of marriage. You don't want to join those people. You want to go on the coast where you're coasting. You're bypassing all the stuff I just previously mentioned. All right. So let's start doing it this way. This is what's best for you mentally, physically, financially. Any which way you could think of, this is the best route to take. Oh, I'm not having any fun. Oh, well, trust me, the fun on that road come with such a high price. You probably sometimes wish you were never born. So go here where it will lead you to a brighter day. The man that's waiting for you, the guy that really wants you, and you're going to want him too. But by the time he gets you, you will be intact. You will not show up and you had 10 abortions. You will not show up, you have 10 kids. I mean, it's nothing wrong if you already have your kids, by all means, I'm just saying. You will not show up and you've been with 2,000 men. I'm just using examples, all right? So please, nobody take this offensively. I'm just making using these illustrations to make a point. You will not show up and you are broken emotionally. You are battered. You are bitter. You hate men. You hate the opposite sex, all right? Because this sex out of marriage is designed to make people hate the opposite sex, okay? It does not bring us closer together. It drives us apart and it makes us hate the opposite sex. It causes us to hate. That's my dog snoring. It causes us to hate each other. All right. And it causes broken homes. It causes sexless marriages. And it leads to the divorce court. It leads to the abortion counter. Listen to all the places that it leads to. Does it sound like it's any benefit to humanity? No. All right. It leads to gunshots. It leads to all sorts of places. Dying before our time, mental illness. The list goes on and on. So if you want to skip this, get on the coast where you just coast through all of that. You date. So this is called dating with caution. All right. You said the Bible says to guard your heart. So this is the way you guard your heart. All right. So do this and you will see how much better off you'll end up. By the time you meet your husband, girls, women, girls, whoever, you will be so happy. You could receive his love. You could have him give to you and you receive, because he's supposed to do the giving. He falls in love when he gives to you. You can receive his love. You don't have to be bickering with him, arguing, cursing, carrying on, oh, I hate men, and he's gone because he can't put up with that abuse. So by the time you do it this way, you will lead you to the right guy who you're supposed to be with, who's not going to play games with you, who's going to become your husband, because that is the end result, is to be in a healthy relationship that's beneficial for you mentally, physically, financially, socially, spiritually, every which way that benefits you. All right. And this also will benefit the man that you are with, because marriage is beneficial to men, contrary to what has been fed to them. It's all the sex before marriage that people can't see the value in marriage anymore. And this is what's making people hate each other or hating the opposite sex. All right. So get on the coast and see where you'll end up. All right. If you have already gone on the other highway, just get off of it and get on the coast, and you'll see time will heal your wounds. And over time, you could ask God to guide you, and lead you to the correct man for yourself. All right, ladies. So let's start coasting. Let's start getting on a healthy road that leads to the beautiful ending that we are all looking for. Okay, see you there. All right, as usual, this channel is not intended to bash anyone. It is just to address issues that are affecting men and women. Okay, talk to you later. And anybody, please, if you need this information, please use it. Talk to you later. Bye.